you? My name is Sumit, and this is Joe. And I got into, I'm a producer by trade, a film producer is where I started, but producer to me is like a project manager on steroids. It's like, if I can make a film, or I can make an app, or an installation, or a website, or an experience, I can certainly build a house. And I went about trying to build a passive house many years ago, working with Hans over there and Mick over there, who are big help and supporters. And I realized that there was this amazing way of building houses that needed to be popularized, and regular people had no clue about it. And so I tried to convert an industry in the beaches in Toronto into building passive. It was a moderate success. I wouldn't say it was a success, but it was pretty close. And I realized that the world needed more of this. And you know, I love what you guys are doing, but I've got to tell you, the only way it's going to get happening with everybody is if average Joe picks this up and starts using these techniques. And that's where Joe comes into play, because this was average Joe. And when I first met Joe at Habitat, he was the biggest skeptic. He's like, blue-haired guy, film, how's he going to tell me how to build anything or build a house or anything of that sort? But what it really came down to was education and bringing people together, which is very much what producers do. And so I worked with the Habitat for Humanity, the University of Waterloo and the School of Architecture, and Craig England, who's on the board, and brought these groups together and got them talking and working together, and that's how Habitat built their first passive house. So I like to think that I was a big part of starting it, but the person you really want to hear from is my good buddy Joe, who really did all the work. So I'm going to pass it over to Joe.
All right. There we go. Do I need to? No? Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. I really wish that I attended something like this prior to our build. It would have been a little bit helpful. But yeah, I've been in construction, I think it says 20 years, but 30 years. Sorry, this slideshow is old. I got the new one in my hand. They don't jive, so I'm winging this. All right? Sorry. I do have notes, though. I still need some notes here. I still have some notes. But I got to wing this because we've been busy. We've been extremely busy. And to touch on what was said earlier, we are starting a relationship with 6 nations. So we might have a project that we could actually bring forth regarding passive build with some of you here that are here. I've dealt with a lot of these right now, a lot of these companies here, and they were great to work with. It was just a great experience. But let's step back. When this was put on my plate, I'm a construction guy. You're going to come to me and you're going to tell me we're going to build something, it's going to save X amount of money, it's going to cost X amount of money, and it's not traditional. Well, traditional is that's all I know. That's all I basically did for 30 years, traditional construction. So to convert someone like me, I was very skeptical. Let me see here. So yeah, different build, different technique. I'm going to step over here. There we go. Oh my God, my shape is terrible. Okay, so yeah, different build, different technique. If you look at these different construction practices and different materials, well, that's literally when I grabbed the drawings and I'm like, okay, this is going to be a disaster. You're going to tell me we're going to build a house. Yeah, first of all, Habitat for Humanity, we're safe, affordable homes. That's all we're about. We build something that is economical, that anybody that could come in, move in, if we get a young family or an elderly family or accessibility family, we put them in there and they have a place to grow and live. When this came across my desk, I was kind of hesitant of the fact that we're introducing a lot of new products. And all these new products come with a price tag. Why? Well, because I reached out to, the first thing I did was order my windows. I called the window guy and he's like, we don't make those. And I'm like, okay, well, where do I get these? And my friend James over there, I was introduced to James, and with James. We struck up a good relationship, and we all have we wear our hearts on our sleeves. And you know, when I got the cost of the windows, it's a great quality window, but I'm like, this is not affordable. This is a habitat house. So we had to kind of pivot. I'm going way off topic here. So this was the lot. The lot was given to us. This is in Brant County, just outside of Brantford. This was an empty lot that was donated to Habitat for us to be able to put a home on. And we went from this to that. And I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. We made it happen, and there was a lot of lessons learned. It was a great experience. So, repurposing windows. No basement. Outer shell was assembled somewhere else. Blower test. None of this is traditional. None of this jives with a guy at Green Park or Mattamy Homes. They're like, what? So just to touch on the windows, we had a design, Craig England from PH43. He designed a single-family home to fit on this lot, designated to and positioned to where the windows were in the right direction, and the lay of the land, we made it work to our benefit. Now I need to order windows. I reached out to James. I'm like, James, I need to order windows. What's my window of time? And it just doesn't meet what we need because we're trying to build fast. What we did was we pivoted. I got James. James is like, hey, listen, we can make this work if we could change the drawings. What'd we do? James had an overstock of a certain size window. This is where the green part comes in. So, all right, you got a window. You have windows available. We need windows. They're not the same size, but let's redesign the home to make them fit. And that's what we did with the windows. Assembly of the outer shell. Originally, Craig England from PH43, we were going to build this home using all volunteers outside. He dumbed the drawings down for us to be able to construct it. Due to COVID, due to material shortage, the demand on certain items, it was just not feasible. And then we led into the winter months. So I can't expect my average age of volunteers is 73. So I can't expect them to be out there in January trying to frame a house. So what we did was we pivoted again, and we reached out to Simple Life Homes, which Jeremy, he was outstanding in helping design with his team. We designed the house, we made our modifications, and we went that way. We went that way in regards to building the home in a controlled environment. Not only are my walls straight, everything is on. Traditionally, yeah, we're going to build from here to there. No, Joe, that's not how we build the roof. We're going to build the roof there, and the middle one goes in the middle. And that was the point when I became a believer in this type of building, is because originally, you start at point A and you go to point B and you're done. No, Joe, we go A, D, and then we stick B and C in the middle, and it's going to work. And that's all stems down to 3D CAD drawings, 3D modeling, CAD drawings, a 1/4-inch tolerance, and it works. And that was the light bulb going off in my head, going, all right, I'm converted now, because it was amazing. We did no basement because the basement, we're trying to keep a green footprint. We've reduced our concrete by 2/3 by just going down and doing a slab on grade. We had Owens Corning. We did a 16-inch styrofoam sub base prior to actually pouring the concrete. So we had, it's a bungalow with no basement, but we utilized, with Jeremy's help, we utilized the back end of where the bedrooms were situated. We reinforced the ceilings to where we were able to create a mezzanine. for storage for the family. This home here was a mother with 3 kids. So it was a 4-bedroom bungalow, 1,600 square feet, and it's very spacious. It's fantastic. I would build one for myself. When we did the blower test, I don't do blower tests. We build and renovate, and it's like, okay, it's traditional stuff. We had the gentleman come out, and I'm like, okay, he set up all these machines, doors, tape this, tape that. I'm like, okay, what are we looking for? What's the objective here? Well, we need to hit at least 0.9 air exchange per hour. I'm like, okay, I still don't understand, but okay. Our first attempt with the blower test, and we did both negative and positive airflow tests, we came in at 0.39. 0.39. So, and that's not, that touches on a lot of different aspects. Simple Life Homes, number one, with the quality and the craftsmanship that he was able to produce and send out to the floor, send out to the job site, but also with using volunteers. I'm not paying $30 an hour, $40 an hour, and I'm not pressuring my guys to hurry up, tape that window, tape that seam, tape that door, we gotta go. It's time. This is, let's take our time and install the tapes properly. Let's install the rubber gaskets properly. Let's take our time and do everything the way it's supposed to be done as per design. And that's how we hit that number. Yeah, so I kind of just winged this because this is not what I have here. Sorry, my apologies, but I'm trying to tell you a story about Habitat and our build. We needed the windows. Like I said, James helped us with the windows. The supply search started, and this is the community right here. This is it. This is what we have right now in the GTA area. But from what I'm being told, it's grown. It's grown leaps and bounds. So next year, I'm going to be here. I'll be here, and I'm sure that we're going to need a bigger venue, just because of the fact that the word is getting out. All of the people, all the volunteers, all the sub-trades, they were showing up saying, Joe, I've never seen this. I don't know what we're doing here. Let's figure it out and let's do it. And that's what we did. I do want to bring up certain things that may or may not have been discussed within other projects. One thing I did was I took the time to call the fire marshal. I took the fire marshal for the fact that one of the volunteers was a firefighter, and he had stated that they carry a 12-inch chainsaw. To avoid backdraft on the windows and doors, they cut a hole in the roof. That hole in the roof with a 12-inch chainsaw will not cut through our roof that was presented to us by Jeremy with a 24-inch panelized roofing system. So I had a slew of fire trucks down the road all show up going, what are we doing? What is this? And I had to educate them. And that's what this is all about, is education. I had to educate them to where the fire marshal is actually now making it a point of identifying this type of build in the community, that there's other things, there's special items needed to attack an incident if it's happens. Right, thank you. So yeah, that was a big lesson learned for myself and for everybody in the community. Yeah, you guys could read all this stuff. I don't know, it's pretty much there. But there's my air exchange, and Craig England was jumping somersaults when that hit, and I'm like, why is he so happy? But that was our first attempt, and I'm sure that it'll come in even lower now, because we did address, we did the smoke test, and we did address the certain items. And Jeremy, yeah, we'll talk. It was right at the ridge beam. That's where we had to, between me and you, we could have maybe did a little better, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. And there we are. So now I am not a skeptic, I am an advocate. I've been converted. Yeah, me and Summit, this was a great project. A lot of things we needed to learn. A lot of it was phone calls to many of you suppliers. A lot of the decision making was also off the hip, trying to figure out, well, there's styrofoam. Well, this is plastic here, skirting, because we didn't want to do purging, because that styrofoam concrete slab, that's a 2-foot slab here going down into the ground. And we needed to figure out, well, I don't want to do purging because it's over time, it's not gonna look the best. But that is a poly-based plastic weatherboard with a wood grain that we installed all the way around. And it just brought a nice clean finish to the home. That's it. Yeah, so that's the home, that's the windows, that's the roof, and that's the project. And The family, she is a PSW nurse. She has 3 kids. She waited 3 years for this home. She was on a list. She pays a mortgage. A lot of people have a misconception that they get a free house. They don't get a free house. It's just to get them over that hump of the initial deposit and to get them into a home. And now she can start to build some type of little nest egg for her family down the future. So yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm ecstatic to be here. This is a great concept, a great idea, and we just need more input from the federal government, from the Ontario government, to put things in place to where we can actually make these homes more affordable for everyone. That's it. Thank you.